So welcome everyone to the Town of Richmond Planning Commission meeting for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. We have four of our five commissioners here at the moment. So great. Welcome to everyone. We can start by reviewing the agenda. There's really only one item on the agenda, which is to look at our new town plan and to hopefully set a public hearing date for the required planning commission public hearing on the plan. So we're going to look at the sections and the introduction tonight. We have a little more work to do on the appendix, but the body of the plan is here for us to look at tonight. So anybody want to change anything about the agenda? We're also going to take a few minutes to talk about the refreshments for the November 4th presentation, which should be in the works by Rebecca. So I'm glad to see you here, Rebecca.
The open bar, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, the open bar, whatever. All right, any changes to the agenda? Okay, are you speaking, Rebecca, to us? We can hear you.
No.
Okay. All right, so hearing no changes, we'll continue with the posted agenda. And we'll look at the minutes of our September 17th Planning Commission meeting. We haven't had one in between because our in-between meeting was given over to the steering committee to finish up their work for the sections. Any comments, changes, additions to the minutes of September 17th? Okay, not hearing any. We will accept those minutes into the record as written. Thank you all very much. Okay, and we will move on to our substantive item, which is to hopefully take in any comments that the Planning Commission has made about the body of our new draft town plan. I had a couple of things that I just wanted to mention before we got on to people's comments. One is that our steering committee, of whom Ian is a member, and also Jason Osterman, Andrew Powers, Chelsea Brooks, and myself, was fabulous. Did a great job, did good research, went out, did a survey, got a lot of information from that, which we can forward to you. The summary of the analysis of the survey is ready. We can get that to you. The drafting of the sections, incorporating the new statutes, went very well. It was an excellent group of people. Thank you all very much. Steering committee.
I'll second that.
Yeah, did a really good job. And secondly, I wanted to mention why it was that we have this compressed timeline. It's all very compressed if we want to be ready to vote on this in March, which was the goal. A number of things delayed us. In the beginning, the Regional Planning Commission was encouraging us to apply for a neighborhood development area status. That delayed it. It turned out that that was not necessary, in fact, with their new system, their new mapping system based on the requirements of Act 181. So we wasted a few months with that. And also, we had anticipated that it would be a fairly quick rewrite of the 2018 plan, but in fact, it was not a fairly quick rewrite. There was a lot has happened in the last 7 years, and a lot more actual new writing had to take place. So it took us a little bit longer than we had anticipated. So that's why we have
Did
a
you ever get a
compressed
chance to sign up for
timeline with
Richmond?
overlapping planning commission approvals and forwarding to the select board, public hearing. We have our presentation on November 4th. So all of these things are jammed into a small period of time. They're all legal. They have long warning periods. So Keith has worked out exactly when they have to happen. The last one, the final approval by the select board, will be taking place in early January. And that is the drop dead date to get it onto the warning for town meeting in March. So we hope to get there. It's a good plan, and we hope that we will take public comment. We will be tabulating those. The Planning Commission and the Steering Committee will be keeping track of all those comments, and they will all be, we will make some recommendations to the Select Board based on those comments for the final hearing in January.
So an update on the drop dead date, it is the 22nd of January.
Okay,
So that does give us a little bit of a window. I think that gives us 2 meetings in January for the select board, if I'm not correct, because it would be the 5th and the 19th. So
yeah, and hopefully
food
we
for
would
thought.
go for the 5th, let's go for the 5th if we can get on the schedule for the select board for the 5th. In case there are substantive changes that they would like to make, then we will have until the next meeting to redo that. We hope there will not be substantive changes, but minor changes based on the comments that come in from the public. So, so that's good. We have a little more wiggle room there. Another thing that delayed us was the Regional Planning Commission is also updating its regional plan at the same time. So there's been a lot of overlap and kind of back and forth with the Regional Planning Commission about what they're doing. And, their plan is not actually due until July of 26. So we're trying to be in alignment, which we have to be in alignment with the regional plan that isn't even ready yet. So, we're in alignment with the draft so far, and hopefully that will remain in alignment. They don't seem to want to change too much of it, which I can understand. But that we'll stay in alignment for their July. Technically, we don't have to be in alignment with their new plan. We have to be in alignment with their old plan. So, and there were many more mandates coming down from the state than we have had before. So we have had to take in a lot of more stakeholders into our planning process. Stakeholders that our elected representatives, have made decisions about issues. So it really brings in kind of the whole state of Vermont as stakeholders into the Richmond town plan, and also regional stakeholders. So the biggest change, I would say, in this plan is in the future land use section, because Act 181 mandated a whole new mapping system required for every municipality in the state. They have to use the same mapping system. So each regional planning commission has had to squeeze the new mapping requirements into their region. So we have had to change our future land use map from our so-called fuzzy map that we had in 2018 to a whole new map that would be in alignment with the Act 181 requirements for mapping. So we can go over that in a little while and look at the new maps. So anyway, I thought we could open it up, unless you have anything else you wanted to say of an introductory nature to the whole process.
No, I think you covered it pretty well. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so I would like to open it up to any questions or comments. I am assuming
Oh,
Mark.
actually, I would like to say something. If we didn't have Virginia Clark as the chairperson of the Planning Commission, I think the town would be screwed. So
Well,
Thank you very much for all the hard work that you've put into this. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I do what I can. So, um,
You
I'd
definitely do
just
what you
like to hop in.
can.
Mark,
Yes, I'd just like to hop in and say that I know that there was a lot changed and updated in this new plan, and I knew that I noticed that integrating all of the additional technical information and updating the goals and such really quite an impressive work by the whole committee, and no doubt spearheaded and by Virginia, without a doubt. I know your drive and effort that you put in, I recognize that 100%. And the committee as a whole, the ad hoc committee as a whole, did a really great job. I think. I honestly, I'll tell you right now, I don't have a single comment on anything that I've read. It was a very good town plan. I can't imagine anybody having any concerns with it. They were all reasonable arguments, great background, reasonable goals with subsections. I think it's a winner. I'm pretty sure it's going to fly right through.
great.
Yep. I think Keith also deserves a lot of credit too. Thanks, Keith.
Here, here.
I appreciate it. I truly do. I do get paid to do this, though. But, I do appreciate the acknowledgement.
Yes.
There's
Well, yep,
there was a lot to put together.
Yeah.
So,
Needs to be cleaned up,
yep.
and for fonts and spelling, and it's ready to go, I think.
great. Good to hear. And I just to add about Keith is that there's a lot that goes on in the background behind the plan. All the warnings, the warning announcements that have to be made, all the reports that have to be done for various people who want to report about the plan. All of that work Keith has been working on, as well as doing the zoning oversight. So thank you, Keith.
Indeed.
All right, great. Well, Rebecca, how about you? What do you have to say about the plan? Hello.
Sorry.
Hi.
I echo people's comments. It's been really a joy to watch this process and watch all the effort that people put into it. I do not have a lot of comments, or if any.
Great. We love that. We
Yeah.
feel we've done a good job when people don't have a lot of things that they want to critique about it. So that's good. And Ian and I are both on the steering committee, so we felt that it was a good plan to bring to the Planning Commission. So that makes 4 of us, which is a winning number of votes. So Chelsea Brooks is one of our steering committee members. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Indispensable.
Chelsea may or may not want to say anything.
Hi there, sorry.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm surrounded by children, as you know,
Yes.
when I'm in the town center, it's quite loud here. I don't think I really have anything. I'm glad to hear that there's good feedback about this plan. I think that myself, Virginia, Ian, the other members of the steering committee put a lot of hard work and heart really into this, and effort, hoping to produce a product that had a good balance and would be well received by the town. So fingers crossed.
Well, thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you, Chelsea. And Chelsea, just because you probably don't know me as well, if there were issues, everybody else knows that I would be piping up about that. And so,
Hear about it.
if I had the slightest concerns or inklings of anything, but no, I think it was just a really, really well put together, well researched. We're ready to go. I think it's a great
Good.
job. So thank you, Chelsea.
I do have one comment on the ready to go, though. There is a requirement to discuss childcare. And I did send Virginia and Ian an email earlier today. I'm not sure, I couldn't dig out any language on childcare in the 11 sections.
I think it's in community development.
Okay, let me look that
I
up.
think so.
Yeah, we talked about that, right?
I think
Yeah.
we got that in there. Wasn't
Yeah.
a blurb, but I think there was something in there.
There's a paragraph about childcare, and it might be, did you mention it, Chelsea, in your education section?
Yes.
I think there was,
I think there's stuff in there about it in education. I'm just not sure how heavily it focuses on childcare versus
right.
early education. Like, because, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure I actually use the term childcare.
Yep.
So
So that's, if it's required, that would be a very easy edit. I think early education was more the focus in that section simply because it's for preschool programs.
Right. I think community development mentions it. I don't know what amount of planning they want for childcare.
I'm going to pull that up real quick. I have it all set up to go. And it's this area here. This is the email I sent earlier today. So it's goal 13 from 24 VSA 4302 to ensure the availability of safe and affordable childcare and to integrate childcare issues into the planning process, including childcare financing, infrastructure, building assistance for childcare providers, and childcare workforce development. So,
So can you pull up the community development section of the plan? Because I know there's a goal at least about childcare from Jason in community development that suggested that the town develop some kind of incentives for childcare. Let's see. Okay, where are you?
this is the top.
Okay, keep going down in community development. Keep going. Okay, in this section, basic needs. Let's see.
Number
Keep
6.
Keep going. Government, keep going. Blah, 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 blah.
It's in number 6 of
Number 6.
of goal 1.
Okay, goal 1. Challenges, it's also mentioned in challenges in that, but let's look at goal 6. Consider ways of increasing opportunities for childcare providers, including supporting programs and investigating a municipal property tax benefit for those providing in-home childcare. So there's that. If you go back up to challenges, it says, I think I thought there were some childcare.
Second paragraph of basic needs.
Oh, basic needs, okay.
Caring residents, a strong community of caring residents of basic needs. Is that, I'm sorry.
That's
Where's
in the
that?
beginning, the
Yeah.
beginning of this section.
Second paragraph. The
And also
child
the second-
remains inadequate. Okay.
Second to last paragraph of basic needs. So I guess, yes, I guess that's also the second paragraph. Sorry.
Childcare options
from the
remain
bottom up.
inadequate. I mean, I don't know whether that meets their needs for integrating it into planning, but we did have this goal 6, which is a suggestion.
Yeah, so we might want to, I don't know, we might want to tighten that up just a little bit, but we could also wait for the PAC input on that also.
Yeah,
Not the end of the world. The whole purpose of that email was I couldn't dig it out. I couldn't
Right.
find it anywhere, and I really appreciate you guys helping me through that.
yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
That's good.
if the PAC decides that we need more, then I think it'll be a relatively simple addition.
Yep.
And the steering committee can, we can prepare something in advance of
I
that
would
if
agree.
if regional planning's pack says that we need more for that.
Okay.
There's
So
another
Mark-
comment underneath public health and community services.
Okay,
The sentence reads, future planning should include additional resources when available
how did I
for
miss that?
children to enhance current after-school, library, summer camp, childcare, and arts program.
And where was that located, Mark?
Public health, community service, and special populations.
Wow, Mark, you really read this document.
I seriously did. It took a long time.
Yeah, it's
It was a dig. So it was a dig. It ate up a bunch of time, and
that's great.
I've been crazy busy, but
Wow,
you guys put so much effort into it. It wouldn't have been right if I hadn't at least read the finished product.
I'm impressed. That's fabulous.
Right.
So
All right, fantastic. Great. Well, how the hell I missed it?
great. All right, and Ian, you had a slight reorganization of the introduction. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I unfortunately, I'm doing this from my phone right now, so I don't have access to the files, but I sent you an attached, just a very minor revision to the introduction.
I think I captured that. I'm pretty sure I
Yeah.
captured that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so basically, Ian was suggesting that so in the 2018 plan, there were just these different topics in the introduction, and one of them was inclusion. It was in the 2018 town plan, and Mark suggested that we put in that nice quote about the round church, which I actually looked up, and that was something that was in a lot of legal documents, interestingly enough. It wasn't specific to the round church, but it was in there that everybody was going to share equally. So I thought that was a good suggestion to put that in there. So we've always been interested in inclusion. Since then, the select board has made these other decisions. The current select board, other select boards may make other decisions. But Ian suggested that we move that up with the other goals and values in the beginning of the introduction, which is fine. It's just moving it around. So is that, Keith, what you've got? Is that the new
I'm
version?
not sure. I'm gonna have to vet that.
Ian?
Yeah, and I just changed the title, the header to adherence to the policy on inclusion, because it
Yeah.
seemed like we're also including that information so people understand that we had that in mind
Yep, this is not
while
the right,
writing the different sections.
this is not the right version. It's dated 10/14/25, the newer version. Thank you, Ian, for redoing the date so we could know which document we
Yep.
were looking at.
Sure.
Came in like today or yesterday or,
Last night, yeah.
yeah,
Well, 11th hour tinkering, sorry.
yes.
That was Tuesday.
But it reads well with those changes, and I would be fine with that. So when we set the public hearing date, if we say with the changes dated 10/14/25 to the introduction, that would be adequate.
Well, I'm not seeing anything in my emails on this.
I just sent it to Virginia.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I can send, when I get back home from where I am right now, I can
Okay.
send that directly to you, Keith, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Not a problem.
Okay.
So I can just put it into the file and eliminate the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Muy importante. Okay.
And I noticed you removed, Ian, the section that said compatibility, because I see that was actually already covered in CCRPC's mission.
I actually just put it at the bottom.
Oh, you put it at the bottom? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you put it after
I'm-
the
I'm gonna-
end, kind of the end of the
Right.
structure of the plan.
Right.
Yep.
Seemed
I
like
was
it would
thinking
fit.
almost that we could remove it, because in the CCRPC section, it says that one of CCRPC's jobs is to make sure our plan is compatible with the
Right.
plans of all the regional neighbors. So I don't know that we need to say that it is compatible, because if they approve the plan, they will have done that.
All right, I can take that out and what I send to Keith.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, any further comments?
I was just gonna say that keeping that in just isn't the worst part about acknowledging the other towns around us.
Yeah, so we
Right.
could leave it in. It's,
Okay,
But
that
it
works
just sort
too.
of calls out everybody else around and recognizes the fact that, it's part of a bigger picture.
yeah, which is a lot of what this plan is about the bigger picture. So
Yep.
it's probably good to remind people of our neighbors. So leave it in, that's good. So it would just be like what Ian's 1014
Yep.
um,
Introduction
edits
date.
look like. Mhm.
That's kind of I'm kind of working with blinders on these dates. So it's
Okay.
real important that we
You
have
will
those.
get that from me tonight.
Okay.
Yep. So, and so what we would need, if everybody's good with it, is a motion to set a public hearing for the 19th, which is the required 30-day period
I
between
did not provide one. I apologize.
between the warned document and the actual public hearing. We need 30 days. So our motion should
You want
say
me
that,
to bring it?
yeah, wing it.
All right. I move that we approve the town plan as per the documents presented in this week's supporting documents with the caveat of Ian's adjustment to the inclusion section in the introduction
With a date of 10/14.
with the
His changes are dated
modification
10/14.
Yeah.
dated 10/14. Yes.
Yep.
So is that satisfactory, Keith, as a motion?
Yeah, that's fine. Definitely.
Okay, so Mark makes the motion. Do we have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Mark, seconded by Ian. Okay, so let's have a roll call vote. Ian,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Rebecca,
Hi. Oh,
and I'm an
Aye.
aye.
It'd be
So,
funny if you said no.
yeah, that would be funny. Funny, but not that
Funny,
funny,
ha, ha.
exactly. All right, so that's going to be a 4-0 vote. And it passes. So we will have our required public hearing will be on the 19th of November. Between now and then, on the 4th of November, we will have a public presentation to which the select board is also invited. The planning commission hopefully will be there. The steering committee will be there, and dessert and tea and coffee will be there to sweeten up the message. And we will give a presentation explaining the new map, telling what the challenges were with this plan, what the differences are in particular from 2018 to 2026, some of the new statutory requirements that came in. And that is where people will be exposed, and they will, hopefully there will be some public comment or not. And the select board may have some ideas. We will take that all down. The steering committee, the planning commission can tabulate that information. And then we will have our required public hearing on the 19th. And then in early January, we will have the vote of approval to put it on the warning by the select board, bearing in mind that neither the planning commission nor the select board actually approve this document. It's the voters who will approve it. The only thing we're approving it is moving it to the next phase. So we're approving our public hearing. From that, it will go to the select board for their public hearing process. And then they approve it going on the warning for town meeting. And the voters are the ones who are going to approve it. Meanwhile, the steering committee will be, putting out some more. We have an ad going into the Times Inc. We have a postcard going out, letting all the residents of the town know that we're doing this, in case they haven't heard. And we will be doing some more Front Porch Forum posts to let people know that, when we get an exact date for the final hearing. So,
We do need to set a motion to set the public hearing for November 19th. That was not part of the previous motion.
Good point.
The previous motion was only to accept the documents today.
oh, didn't you say to approve it for public hearing on the 19th of November?
I didn't do any dating.
Okay.
I
All
said
right.
approval. So I make the motion that we promote the public hearing for approval for the planning commission's approval of the town plan as written with the noted exceptions from before for November 19th.
Is that good, Keith?
That works. Yep. Captures everything.
Okay, and Ian, are you seconding that motion also?
Yes, I'll second that.
Okay. All right. Everybody in favor can just say aye. Aye.
I
Aye.
Okay, so that's also
Yep.
4-0 vote. Okay, that's great. Okay, yeah. So the next thing I think that we want to talk about that Rebecca is working on is the refreshments component of the November 4th meeting at the library.
Yeah, so it sounds like Kestrel Coffees would be a good fit. They can accommodate a rather large group, and they have pastries and desserts and coffee and tea.
Who
I
is this
haven't
that you're talking about?
Crystal Coffee, they're a chain. And they're in South Burlington, downtown Burlington, and at the airport.
Okay, and how do they work exactly?
Yeah, it's it's just requesting a catered event from them.
Mm-hmm.
And once I have a sense of how many people we expect to be coming,
Mm-hmm.
it's a matter of just getting a quote from them, which I think will probably be, $300 to $500, depending on how many people will be there. And yeah, it's pretty simple. And then I'll meet them, I'll help set up and make sure that that's all ready to go for people once people are, joining.
Did you look into any of the local vendors, like Richmond vendors, since one of our goals is to support our local businesses?
I didn't look into Sweet Simone's. That would be like the place that I would be the top of my mind. Primarily because their hours are weird, and I didn't think they would be open or have resources for that late in the evening. But I can look.
Yeah, so there's them, and there's also the Stone's Throw Pizza now has a coffee and pastry breakfast service from like 7 to 2, and they might be someone who could cater it.
Oh,
So it would be
yeah,
just nice to have a local merchant, I think, if possible.
Do you guys have a ballpark estimate of how many people we can expect on the 4th?
I don't know. I mean, I was thinking 50 in total, including if we have the select board, the planning commission, and the steering committee, that's 15 already. Ian, do you have some thought about that?
I don't. I was going to ask, I'm going to be offline for about 10 minutes. I just wanted to make sure we weren't going to be having any more voting.
I think we're good. I think we're good to go, right, Keith? We don't need any more voting. We're just going to have a little discussion about the
Yep. Just to
November
adjourn-
4th
just to
presentation.
adjourn, and just to adjourn, but you can adjourn with who is remaining.
cool.
Okay, or you
Whatever
can, if you're going to be offline for 10 minutes, you can come back in 10 minutes.
I
We'll
will.
probably
I will.
still be here.
I apologize. I'm just,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. Okay. I'll be back shortly. Thanks.
Just taking a shower, whatever. Yeah, and the other person that I thought of might that is kind of local is Crin's, which is in Huntington. It just seems like it would be nice to have somebody from our area if they were, you know, the money was okay, not too much more, and
Yeah,
that kind of thing. So if you could look into those, that would be great.
that's fine,
Um,
yep.
And obviously, my office can pay also if need be. I mean, we do have it in the
Okay.
budget.
Okay,
Well, your office will have to pay, Keith. I mean, not if need be, but we're
yeah, my
planning to take
impression
it
was
out
that,
of your
yeah.
money.
Yeah, that was my impression too.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
understanding.
okay. That's fine.
You said we had money for
It's
planning.
fine. I guess I was more or less reiterating that. That's fine.
Okay,
Right.
And I don't know what people think. We have no idea how many people will come, but I don't know. I thought if you planned for 50, that was a nice round
Obviously, an
number.
in-person meeting on the 4th.
In-person meeting at the library.
Oh, I hope
And
I remember.
I would like to introduce the steering committee who did this work, the planning commission who has oversight over this project, and the select board. And, you know, hopefully there will be members of the public there. But at least the select board will be getting some information about the plan that they can be thinking about, and as they will have to have their public hearing subsequently. All right, anything else we would like to talk about? Any other business? We don't really have any other business going on right now. Keith, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Just getting the pack materials ready. It's a pretty arduous process, to be honest with you. But we're getting through it, and they'll be getting a big data dump tomorrow on that because you guys have approved this. I couldn't forward anything to them until this was approved. So that's pretty much the status right there. Next meeting, this is our last meeting in October. I guess that's about all I have at this point.
Yeah, so our next meeting, we will consider, there should be one right the day after the 4th, but I think we can consider our meeting on the 4th of November to be our first November meeting. It's a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, but I don't know if anybody wants to have a meeting the day after that meeting, planning commission meeting. I think not, maybe. We will have a meeting on the 19th of November. That is our public hearing for the plan.
Right, we can't adjust the plan at this point regardless, so not until after the public hearing.
Right. So when you warn a public hearing for a document that you have approved, that is the document that you will be talking about on the 19th. So we're only adjusting it for the slight edits that Ian made about the placement of some language.
But that's been approved.
And
But that's in the
formatting
motion.
type of graphical, but I mean, all that'll be
Yeah,
finished by the
Yep.
4th, so.
Yeah, I worked a bunch on that today in my files, getting everything kind of straightened up. It's Aptos 11. We want everything to be consistent.
Right.
I'm still working through that. That's a pretty arduous process.
yep. And the data, so in the previous plan, there was this thing, kind of a baggy group of items called the almanac, which in talking to people, nobody knew what that meant or what was in it. They thought the weather forecast was going to be in it for the next year.
Sunspots.
So what we have done is we've made a single appendix that is called Data and Additional Information. And that is divided into entries, the same as the almanac was, but they're all going to be listed by name in the contents of the document. We have the Historical Society, for instance, has updated their history section to cover the last 7 years. The new energy plan from the Regional Planning Commission is replacing the old energy plan. The Housing Committee has submitted their strategic housing plan as part of that appendix. So we have all of those items. The natural resources section has been updated.
We got the implementation table needs to be worked on. That needs work, and that's, again, it's head down work. But we'll have that all ready.
And the implementation table has already been, so what you're required to have legally is an implementation plan.
Yeah.
So the plan is already in the document that you have all looked at, all sections, those action items, they have owners listed.
Right.
So all we have to
No
do
timelines?
is, yeah, there's no timelines, but we can add, most of them are going to be ongoing as a timeline. There aren't going to be a lot that have finite plans. In the 2018 plan, there was hardly anything that had a finite plan. And so the implementation table will have the owners, it'll have the action item, who's going to be responsible for it. So that what we're voting on now, what our documents that we have approved is the body of the plan. And those things are the extra pieces that we will have ready for our public hearing, but we have not approved them for our public hearing. It's just the body of the plan, which is the important part. Has the goals and actions, has the current and future history, and it has the owners of the actions. So that's where we are at with that. And yeah. So I think that's all we've got. And so Rebecca, if you could keep in touch with me about where we're at with these refreshments, that would be great. Let me know how things are going and if there are options, what the options are, just so that we have it all lined up a couple of weeks, which is about all we have before the November 4th. That would be great.
Okay.
So, great. All right. Thank you all. And if there's nothing further to discuss, we could have a motion to adjourn and a second.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Oh, there, you're back.
You're back.
Yeah, I never left. I thought my service was going to get knocked out, but it didn't. So
Okay.
I
All
was
right.
there.
So
I'll second that.
Mark is seconding a motion by Ian to adjourn. Any discussion about that?
Great job.
Thank
Great
you.
job. Seriously, great job.
If no one has any objection to adjourning, we will stand adjourned.
All right.
All right, everyone.
Good luck with the rest of your day, Virginia.
Sounds good. Yeah, thanks. Yep.
Yes,
Seriously.
absolutely.
Talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.
On the 4th.
Yep, November 4th. Put it on your calendar.